Hey guys, got another overview for you here of the Crkt jettison, and this is the large jettison. This is not the compact. You can see it's got the pocket clip there. Look at this thing. The thickness of that blade and the size of those handles. The centering's perfect. Really great looking piece and very comfortable, extremely smooth, might I add. I guess it's just on washers, on Teflon washers. Yeah, but jeez, this thing is just wicked. So there it is. I mean, this thing is smooth. Look at that lockup, nice and early. Smooth. I mean, the weight of this blade just gives it such a nice action. So, typical CRKT, it's 8CR13 MOV. Doesn't weigh much, I think like 4.5 ounces or something, which is pretty nice for being full stainless steel construction. I mean, it's rock solid lockup. There's no blade play, no lock rock. You know, the ergos are pretty good here. I have like a medium size hand. I get 3 in, this pinky and this little divot here. I can reach the thumb out a little bit in there, or just hold back. It's very comfortable, but really, the action is just incredible. It does have a fairly light detent, but I mean, the weight of the blade just flicks this thing open, so you can, I mean, it's nice. So we can do a little size comparison here. I'm not going to get into the specs too much. I think it's like a 3¼ inch blade or something. So here's one in my EDC rotation that's basically about identical length. Crkt link aluminum. It's just about identical. This fuzzy thing out of here. And I mean, it's just, they both feel solid. It's nice and razor sharp as well. So there's that, about exactly the same size. Another one you might be familiar with, obviously pair 2. Line those pivots up kinda. So you can see the blade is basically the same length. The handle is just a bit longer on the pair 2. So this, I wish I had a small jettison, or the jettison compact, so you could see how much smaller it is. And another one, the Real Steel H6S1. Another pretty smooth knife, honestly, for being budget. This just happens to be about the same size as this as well. And then here's the GSD, another CRKT. So these are, you know, a little bit more similar than you'd think. However, the GSD, Liang Mod GSD, CRKT GSD is actually AUS 8 steel on that blade. It is also a frame lock construction that has a very nice early lockup as well. This actually runs on bearings. This is, like I said, on the washers. I mean, this is pretty smooth too, but it took a second to break in. But it just doesn't compare to this. Look at that. incredible. The only thing I own that rivals that, besides my Riot Torrents, which isn't actually even necessarily quite as smooth as the ZT, the 0562 CF. Once you break that second detent, it's just pretty butter also. But it's still questionable. This is brand new, not broken in, and just ready to go. So far, I mean, I'm definitely a fan. If I have to make one complaint, it would be actually two complaints, two very small minor complaints. I would make the frame lock, the liner here, the lock bar rather, stick out a little bit more maybe. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty much flush with the other side, which doesn't necessarily bother me. I could see some people not being into it. The only other knife I own that does that is the Gale Bradley 2, Spyderco Gale Bradley 2, and it does have a bit of a cutout. It's just a little bit smaller. It has a little divot in here so you can kind of get your thumb in there. But, you know, it could potentially do a number on your thumb after hours of messing around. I carried it a little bit today. The deep carry clip is nice. It leaves just the smallest amount exposed. Clip has great retention. I rode on a motorcycle with it for a few hours, no problem. I kind of wish it had a lanyard hole. That is my third complaint, or my second issue. Other than that, I definitely love this thing. Considering that the Jettison Compact didn't even have a clip and just had that lanyard hoop in the back, I was kind of expecting one. But this looks like it has an actual stainless backspacer. GSD has a polymer, or like a plastic. And boy, these are two different feeling knives, but both great. I mean, really, they're not too far off in size either. They're about the same. Same finish on them. So, overall, it's pretty cool. I'm glad I saw it. Like I said, I'd only seen a little bit of it on Instagram right after Blade Show, and I instantly knew I wanted it, since I kind of stayed away from the Jettison Compact just because of how small it was. So, you know, I just kept checking. I was actually checking on the Carter Prime from OKC, and this popped up on GP Knives, a very good price. So I just couldn't do it. It was like $30. Are you kidding? This for $30, this may be one of the best purchases I've had in a long time. So, would I recommend it? Hell yes. There it is. Thanks for watching, guys.